went to Boston, and I sat in Boston and sat for a quick interview with Eli. And Eli gave me my first ever real job besides scooping ice cream at Haagen-Dazs for 4 years. And he took that first chance on me, the very first one. And that changed my life. To this day, I stand here, and I know back then, because I wanted to be like him. That is what I wanted. That was my dream. Even when I was 18 years old. I met him when I was 17, 18 years old. I was just turning. And when he hired me at Games, I remember he left Games magazine, and he convinced me, he said, you know what, screw law school, don't go. He said, again, talk about it was the losing Ethel scheme, right? He said, don't go to law school. Come work for me instead. If you love it, I'll put some money in your pocket. If you hate it, you leave with some money in your pocket. Either way, you win. And Eli had an idea I was going to follow it. And I went to Boston. I moved all my stuff to Boston. I changed my whole life on his word. And the week I got there, he left the job. And he still stayed in touch with me and still never gave up on me. But because of that, I started writing novels. I started writing books. I did what all of us are doing in situations where we think we've wrecked our lives, right? I said, I'm going to write a novel. And when Bill Clinton won in the White House, everyone was wearing these FOB pins, the friend of Bill's. And if you laugh at that joke, you're old. We wore FO Eli, friend of Eli pins, when he came back. It wasn't the best acronym, because it's called BO, but we were proud of that. And when he went to AmeriCorps, he actually brought me back again. He said, I was in law school at this point, and he said, I want you to come and be one of my first speechwriters, along with, I know Joey's here, I don't know where you're sitting, but I know Joey, there's Joey. And the first assignment Eli gave me there is he asked me to help look over, and Joey, I know it helped him write, the graduation commencement speech at the University of Michigan Law School. And he said, you went to Michigan, Brad, you looked at it too. And I did, and I made my comments, and Jody had her comments, and he gave his speech. The second assignment he gave me is he said, I want you to help me write the AmeriCorps Oath. And I was so proud, along with Jody, who was one of the co-writers, and Robert Gordon, who was the other. I remember writing that first draft. I read every oath that was ever written in American history. I did. And I'll tell you that when I was 24 years old, this was my favorite line. I remember writing, and it said this. I felt it's important in his honor today. It said, where there is adversity, I will persevere. And I love that. Because it was like a big, giant middle finger to authority, right? It was like, I'm going to fight. And as a 24-year-old, as one of Eli Segal's mentees, that was the most important line in the oath. But now, older, I love this line. It said, I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond. Back then, there was a hope. And now as we sit here, that's our reality. That's what this is. It's proof of the commitment and that Eli can exist all these years and beyond. That's the strength of it. I can tell you that you're looking at right now the 10-year anniversary of what this program does. You're seeing what the impact of 10 years has. I'm the proof of 30 years. So let me go out a little bit more and show you what's happened. My first day on the job with Eli at Games Magazine, he was on the phone calling on behalf of this brand new organization called City Year. And I said, what's City Year do? And he said, they change the world. And I thought, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But Eli meant it. He actually meant it. And I got involved with City Year. I was one of those kids who signed up on a service day painting schools in Boston. 30 years later, my wife and I helped found, we are the co-founders of City Year Miami. It exists because of Eli Segal. Not because of me, no. That is Eli Segal, right? And it's Ann Mora and Michael and Alan. And that was the legacy, right? It's like, just like you said, up here, right? You're that person here, but you're still that same person. You're just moving forward in time. I'm just the 20 years past where these fellows are now. And I think even more proud of is that 2 years ago, I gave the commencement address at University of Michigan Law School. Almost 20 years to the day that Eli gave his. I give lots of speeches. That one was the one, and now I can feel it up here. It moved me, right? And I said to those kids, as I spoke about Eli, as I spoke about my mentor, to that group, as I said, there is someone sitting here today who will be here in 20 years' time, who will be the next one giving that speech. And I know that there are, whether it's the people that are here today, the ones you've heard of, or the ones we haven't even met yet, that are going to be up here 20 years from now, still speaking about this amazing man, Eli, and this amazing woman, Phyllis. And we are, I know it's true, it is true. What I want to say, is really end with this very quickly. Is that I still feel like I want to be him. I still feel like I know that there are people here who are policy wonks. I know there are people here because they just believe in their heart that they want to fight for service. I know there are people here because they're just related and relatives. But we all have in common, right? You know who you are. We all have our different view of them. But we're all here because of that man that affected our lives in those ways we can't predict. I can tell you, I can look around in my own life and I owe it to him. I owe it to him. And I think we all have, when I was talking about that, this commitment this year and forward, it's a legacy. That's the definition of it. And we all have legacies. We have our family, and we have our friends. But what is the most important part we have to realize about a legacy is there's a legacy we all have in our communities. And there's also a legacy that we all have on complete and utter strangers. And Eli taught me those last two categories. I always knew we had a family legacy. I always knew that there were people, family and friends that I count. But I think that there are so many people right now who will never know Eli's name, never know Phyllis's name, never know the Segal name, but the lucky recipients of what he put into the world. We have almost 200 kids in City Year Miami. We celebrate our 10-year anniversary of City Year Miami this year. So we've had 2,000 core members working there. They're never going to know Eli except every time I speak because I always talk about him. But they're all part of now Eli's community. And again, complete and utter strangers, right? That are out there that thanks to him are the lucky beneficiaries of what he helped build. So as you're thinking about it today, I know that Mo said, please hit your card, write something, be committed again. I'm going to say it again. Recommit, not just to the financial part, but be the Eli, right? When someone calls you, take the phone call, give them the opportunity. This room is full of amazing connections. It's full of kindness. That's the only reason you're here. Okay, but help those people who are 20 years behind you, who are 30 years behind you. I'm guessing ages, 40 years behind you, right? Because let them be the ones who get to stand up here and say thank you. I can tell you that thanks to Eli, I used to send my books to President Clinton. On Tuesday, I'm hosting President Clinton and James Patterson. I'm moderating their talk when they come to Florida. I'm more excited to be here. I'm more excited to be here. This is the man who changed my life. I owe him forever. Thank you to everyone who supports this vital, vital program. Because what it is this program is Eli in program form. It's a connector, right? He was the ultimate connector. You ask him, you say, I want to do this, and he'd say, I got 5 people that are going to help you do that, right? Every person laughing is laughing because he did it, right? And I know this table over here. I know this table. Like the AmeriCorps table and the burgers, I was a lucky recipient. They introduced me to them. So please, please do that for other people. Pay it forward. And again, I'm going to repeat it because it's important. I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond. Thank you very much.